We've been trying to do over the last couple of years is really focus in on expanding not only the flow of a reliant and resilient supply chain of critical minerals to the United States, but ensuring that we begin to create greater independence on from foreign sources of critical minerals.
All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. Joining me now is Alberto Rezende. He's the CEO of M2I Global. And Alberto, great to see you again. How are you?
Excellent, Steve. Great to see you. And I know we haven't seen each other since last year, so Happy New Year.
Yeah, happy New Year to you as well. Well, lots of stuff has happened since you and I talked last. One of which is there a new president of the United States. Donald Trump has taken over, obviously, and a number of executive orders have happened in his first week. He was very busy, and one of those orders dealt with critical minerals, and obviously that relates to what you're doing. So maybe just give us some thoughts on this Advancing Critical Minerals Partnership executive order.
Well, yes, thanks again, Steve, for having me. I think it's really interesting to see how much emphasis the new president has been placing on understanding critical minerals and what role they play in advancing the economy. And so this executive order, particularly through policy, through the immediate review process that he's mandated in the executive order, and then the specific guidance that he's given all of the agency heads, if you will, really focuses on looking at where minerals are today, critical minerals are, as far as either extraction or processing within the United States, and how to expand that, because obviously he sees it as a key cog in the national security and economic growth of the United States as it relates across all energy sectors, but specifically in the critical minerals sector.
Yeah, as he says, drill, baby, drill, I think is the exact quote. Let's talk about how this sort of aligns with M2I Global and what you're trying to do. Remind everyone a little bit about the process that you're undertaking right now and how it fits into this executive order.
Right. Well, M2I began really as an assessment or an identification of how critical minerals are so important to the national security and the defense and economic growth of the United States. And what we've been trying to do over the last couple of years is really focus in on expanding not only the flow of a reliant and resilient supply chain of critical minerals to the United States, but ensuring that we begin to create greater independence from foreign sources of critical minerals. And that's exactly what this particular executive order and the policy focus behind it. And so we want to build the strategic mineral reserve for the United States for the purposes of national defense and economic security, and not in the traditional sense of just a huge stockpile, but looking at it in series of different programs that enhance refining and processing, working with our friendly nations, those that are closest to us, especially those that are within the Five Eye community, that have in the 2024 NDAA were considered domestic sources for critical minerals. So in part of the executive order, it also looks at how do we enhance those nations that are mineral rich, that are closest to us, and how do we enhance American companies that are operating there with joint ventures and partnerships. So I think that it's really supports what M2I is doing.
Yeah, and you're regularly talking to federal, state officials, universities, a lot of organizations that would be along that supply chain as well.
That's correct. What we've been doing over the last 2 years is not only just focusing on how we can enhance the critical mineral supply chain into the United States, but also how do we expand our partnerships so that we can have all of the capabilities that we require to be able to enhance those critical mineral flows into the United States. So working with universities, state and local governments, as well as the federal government.
Okay, so let's talk about where you're at in the process and really what's ahead for 2025.
Well, in 2025, what we expect to do, and one part of what we're doing also is enhancing the recycling aspect of it. So we expect to really be able to announce a couple of acquisitions that will really enhance the recycling aspect of the critical mineral flow and being able to create that circular economy. But in terms of the strategic mineral reserve, we're moving it forward. We've already signed several off-take agreements that will begin to see probably critical mineral flow as a result of those off-takes, not until 2026.
Well, Alberto, it's going to be an exciting time this year for sure, and lots of things happening, important work that you're doing as well. And appreciate your time today and getting us updated on where you're at. And good luck with everything. We'll talk soon, okay?
Thanks, Steve. See you soon.
All right, Alberto Resende. He's the CEO of M2I Global.